Hello and welcome to the Analog Toys live stream. And I've got some very, very special guests tonight, and we're going to try and establish exactly when the golden age of action figures was. So without further ado, I want to bring in my guests. And the first gentleman I'm going to bring him in first because I haven't streamed with this friend in a very, very long time. So everyone, please welcome to the stage Scuba Pete.
Hello. I thought you were going to use a different F word than friend, but I'm glad you went with friend. That's okay.
Frogman.
That's a good one too. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. And yourself?
I am doing very well. It is it's kind of good to be back in the rut, the toy thing. It's been a hot minute.
It has been a hot minute. It has. I went a little bit crazy yesterday. I had a few too many beers and then decided to go on eBay. But before I tell that story, let's bring in my other guests. So you know him, you love him. From Star Trek, it is Captain Shaffer.
Greetings.
Yes.
From Star Trek, I wish, my dream. My dream.
You'll remember him from his bit role on Deep Space Nine.
I walked by the camera really fast. Deep Space Nine. They didn't go anywhere. It was Star Stay, Truck Stop 7.
Yes.
They didn't go anywhere. Anyway, good evening. Thank you for having me here. Good evening, Pete. Good evening, Tony. Good evening, chat. Thank you.
And I did really want to invite Michael French, the host of RetroBlasting, but instead we got the Can to Go and Jet Girls team manager.
Ooh, even better.
It's none of my business.
But look, I'm really happy to have all you gents here. I don't have the four of us ever done a stream together, us four. I know I've streamed with all three of you.
I don't think so.
Times.
I don't think, not at the same time. Not at the same time.
So we've all experienced Tony's gentle touch.
Yes, just separately, but not together.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's kind of a special occasion, and I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one who's excited about it.
I don't need to have any words. I don't need
Love
to.
it.
That's the top of the mountain right there for humanity. That's it right there.
But yeah, before we get into the topic, I was enjoying a few beers on. It's Sunday morning for me, guys. I'm in the future. It's Saturday night for everybody else. So Saturday evening, I would say, not afternoon. I was enjoying a few beers, sitting at my editing station, and I'm waiting on a Rambo action figure to turn up. It's one that I've already got, but I'm kind of upgrading him before I make my documentary. And like, I need to go into eBay and check the tracking. I want to see where this thing is. It's coming from the States. So I go in to check the tracking, and as soon as I get onto the eBay page, I think it came up with some recommended suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
And there was some vintage Incredible Hulk stuff that was available in Australia.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's a Corgi Junior's Incredible Hulk on a motorbike, carded, and there was a really nice example in Australia, like at a good price with free shipping. I'm like, I'm going to purchase that. Anyway, 10 beers later, I purchased that.
Oh,
I purchased a very rare Toll Toys version of the Incredible Hulk board game.
Oh, son of a gun.
The Remco utility belt in the box from the 70s. And then I got the Palatoy carded version of the Mego Hulk.
Jesus.
Hello.
The die-cast one. This is a graded one.
So you went for broke, like literally.
I woke up this morning and I was like, what the hell happened?
So what do
You must have been drunk if you got something that's graded.
Yeah, when are you going to change the title to High Roller Toys? Like, when is
Hey.
that going to
Pay all in cart. Yeah, whatever.
Look,
You have 10
as much
different
as I love my
currencies.
son,
Sure.
he's getting fuck all for Christmas now.
be? Yeah. How did I end up with a 9.0 graded 12 back Luke Skywalker? Oh, well, whatever. Like,
I actually think this is going to be the only graded thing that I own. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't have
trying
any-
to. I mean, I have a pretty decent working knowledge of your collection, and I'm like, graded.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a rarity
Yeah.
for Tony.
mhm.
No, I
Hulk
don't-
stuff,
no,
sure, but graded, not
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah.
Hey, it was this particular item has been up for sale on eBay for a long time. I've been looking at it, and I went and I was like, "Is that price right?" It went. I think when he first put it up on eBay months and months and months ago, he wanted 400 US. It was down to 250. I was like, "Oh, graded 80 mint card."
Oh,
which
nice.
that's the main thing, the Palatoy artwork on the card. So
Hell
Sure.
yeah.
And an 80. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. I guess that's high. I don't know
That's
about
pretty good.
grading. Yeah.
Out of 100, yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's
Jason, that's
arbitrary. I mean,
This is actually Tony's son is getting a bunch of Hulk stuff and a bin full of beer bottles for Christmas.
Full of beer bottles.
Pretty much, yeah. I like that you called it a bin, Jason, and not a trash can.
well, at least Gracie doesn't have to shop for you, right?
No, done.
You're done. You got
Good to
yourself
go.
your Christmas present.
There's a massive present under the Christmas tree that she's bought for me. I've got no idea what it is. It's cute. It won't be a toy. It'll
No,
be
it's,
something functional.
It's boxes of Franzia wine that she wants.
Yeah.
You're like, you like Merlot, and you're like, not really, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll keep.
Is it the boxes with the dispensers on the
Yeah, with
side?
That's what I used to do. My brother, when Mom would be like, you need to pick out a present for your brother, and be like, okay, what is he really kind of not like? And be like, I'm picking that Lego set, and he's like, oh, and be like, I'll build it, thanks.
Right.
My brother always just got me deodorant every year.
Were you stinky?
Subliminal. I mean,
it's just
overt.
like a stocking stuffer present. The reliable old emergency can of Brute 33.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Route 33. Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, that's what everyone rocked in England back in the 80s and early 90s.
In the American. Yeah.
So even your deodorant was green? Like, you just can't get away from the Hulk color. Like, the constant.
thought of that.
Like,
Hulk smell nice. Brute by Fabergé. That was always in my stocking, the Brute. Yeah.
Yeah. Before we get into the topic, let's quickly catch up with the chat. So
yes.
I want to thank Venkman for being here. He sends a member chat and he says, hello.
What's up, dude?
How are you, Venkman? Death Skull 48 has been a member for 27 months. Thank you very much.
Hello,
And Jason Anderson gifted 10 Analog Toys channel memberships.
Mr. Anderson.
For those who aren't aware, I have come to the very difficult decision to close down my Patreon at the end of the year, and I'm moving over to the channel membership. So thank you very much, Jason, for inviting 10 more people to join.
Yes.
And long before the chat actually started, before the stream started, got a comment here from Moonlight 47 that I wanted to highlight. It says, I want to say that the 80s is the golden age of toys, while the 2020s is the golden age of premium collectible toys.
Ooh.
That's an interesting parsing.
Yeah, I like that verbiage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, golden age, like there's a golden age of film. I guess everybody says 1939 was the year, but the 30s into the 40s was the golden age of film. There was a golden age of comic books. There was a golden age of radio, a golden age of television. There must be a golden age of toys.
Right.
And it's not the quality or the articulation or the hyper accuracy of the toy that has to do with golden age,
Right.
at least as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
It's the overall what was on the shelves, how many toy lines there were, how long did they go for, how much world building went with that, and on and on. Yeah, I'm sure
we'll get there.
Yeah, we surely will. So we're here tonight to not only try and establish when the golden age of action, and specifically action figures. I think toys is a bit too broad. You know, the golden age for girls' toys and other types of toys, it would be a little bit different. So I would like to kind of establish exactly when it is, and not just by decade. Like, hey, let's try and pinpoint when it started, and I've got a good idea when I think it kind of ended. And then we'll also look at, when was the Silver Age and when did the Silver Age end, and kind of what are we in now. But yeah, let us address the elephant in the room, which is the viewers, commenters, collectors out there who believe this. So I put a poll up on the YouTube community post, and Jedi Master Ham 2 says that the golden age of toys is the 2020s. Then we have Night Shifter 2201 says now is, and anyone saying the 80s is ridiculous. And Steven Evil, they're 1,000 times better now, both in head sculpts and articulation. Don't give me this nostalgia BS.
The first sentence is, the first part is true. They are 1,000 times better with articulation and sculpt. I don't disagree with that, but that has nothing to do with the golden age of action figures, as far as the way I define that term.
Yeah.
Right. A, don't touch them. B, how the hell can you frickin' find them?
Right.
Oh, and see, like, whether they're exclusive. That was a Target. Oh no, they canceled my thing. Oh wait, if I was in England, you can get them all over the. Oh no.
Right. Yeah. You could go into any store and get them. How many toy lines are there? How many manufacturers are even left?
Right.
It looks great in the box.
Yeah. When you're talking about a time period, like, you could argue, you could literally have a true debate about the golden age between the 70s, 80s, and 90s, because all the factors are there for high volumes, many brands, a lot of original ideas, all this kind of stuff going together. And we could all duke it out and figure out which one between those three, where it's going to fall, But if you're going to sit there and say now, that's basically like saying the golden age of toys is when the prices are through the roof. There's only one for every 1,000 that used to be made back in the day. Oh, and by the way, you can't find them because the distribution is bad. Like, it sounds like a really great time to be a collector. Like, because articulation and sculpting, that does not a successful industry make. That's just a personal kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to quote Shakespeare.
Right.
It's like saying now's a golden age of cars because they're the most fuel efficient they've ever been, and
they get Bluetooth and Apple CarPlay.
Clearly not. I mean, they're all gray, silver, black. The colors are dead. Innovation's dead. They all look. It's just a silly way to measure the golden age of anything. Films, I'm sure, film's more technically advanced now than, if they even use film, than it's ever been before. But it's certainly not the golden age of film. We all know this.
Right.
So,
and one of the caveats, as far as like, okay, you're talking like the big toy companies and their piss poor lack of creativity, distribution, price point. Thank God for like those boutique makers.
Right.
But again, that's a very small scale thing. Yes, I love what you're doing, but I'm already going to pay a premium. I can't go down to my Target and pick up your stuff. I wish I could. That would be cool.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the concept of play sets is virtually non-existent in the modern day.
Right. Vehicles, same. Not very few vehicles. I mean, even
to the point they're behind a paywall if you want to play set.
Yeah.
Vehicle,
and I'm looking at
major vehicles are crowdfunded these days.
Yeah,
and that's not getting into whether you do or don't support HasLab and that whole vicious thing. Just flat, No, it's behind this other barrier.
Right.
My neighbor across the street, I use because we're pals and he's 10. You know, we babysit. We're, you know, sometimes he calls me grandpa by accident. I'm starting to feel like a grandpa. Anyway, but he's not going to Walmart and picking up that playset. He's not going on Hasbro Pulse, and neither is his folks to get him the Cantina playset because it's like, what? That's half the price of our house payment. No.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
None of you got that Cantina, did you?
No.
Me? No. I've had rashes that I'd rather have stick around than have that.
I'll die on the hill of 3 3/4, and no.
Yeah.
No.
Proud
Michael, I didn't even need to ask you that question.
Well, I'm part of the panel, so I felt obligated to answer. Crowdfunding 100 plastic cups? Are we out of our mind?
I've never done
How many cups it comes with?
Oh, it's much like Jabba's little throne room thing where it's like
Jabba had the throw rugs and pillows, and this had the cups and the saucers and if you get the extra extended version, you get more cups and saucers.
Live the excitement.
Yeah.
no lights or electronics, a roof or a floor.
Remember, everyone, this is the golden age.
And the only part that has a ceiling are the alcoves.
Yeah.
The entrance doesn't have a ceiling. The bar doesn't have a ceiling. The area between the bar and the alcoves doesn't have a ceiling. There's no floor. But the alcoves where it's dark and you can't see jack, those have ceilings.
Michael, you're missing the salient point. This is the golden age because they finally made the Star Wars restaurant. They finally made the Olive Garden of Star Wars.
Over 1 billion served.
Yeah, and that is like the zenith for so many people in collecting. They also,
I mean, I wouldn't turn down a very well-made Hoth Echo base. I'm just saying, if
Bespin Cloud City,
yeah, I'm in there. I mean, you can't be like, oh well, you just a HasLab hater,
right? A real Star Destroyer.
I funded the fucking
set, maybe
Eternia Mattel set, so
so many. Make another Death Star, something new. Make a Jedi Death Star instead of a Star Wars, as we call it.
Yeah,
Death Star. I don't know.
You Endor Moon landing platform at
Kenner drew it up already. They drew it up.
Hey, don't worry, Pete. Even though you can't have that, you can have a really bad-looking winter indoor poncho from Columbia.
Thank God. I mean, I know I'm going to get one so I can shovel the driveway with all the neighbors going, what the? With it says, with the freaking Rebel logo on it.
Right. Oh, and that weird belt that's just permanently curvy nylon where it's like it's what is that?
I was like, you remember all the Rebels had signatures, so they didn't get confused with Imperial forces.
Right.
There's another camo poncho, friend or foe.
Yeah.
Sorry, those images.
That is literally not to get off topic, but I'll say this: that is literally the first poncho I've ever seen sold by any company, and I mean poncho in the generic sense, not Star Wars, the generic sense. It's the first poncho I've ever seen that comes with an elastic waistband. Like I never would have thought that comfort waistband would have been part of a poncho.
I thought that's the whole point of a poncho, to not have any structure.
True, exactly.
Well, I mean, I still have my Army surplus poncho. I just looked at it the other day, and I can take that off, and I can make it into an impromptu shelter if I need to.
Maybe I'm overlooking the obvious. Maybe that elastic waistband into a poncho that Star Wars is indicative that this is the golden age. Like they have innovated.
You're back to Moon's comment of golden age of collectibles.
Is that
I'm gonna get that poncho and I'm gonna put it over there on a mannequin in my Star Wars room. Like I'm not gonna friggin' wear it out because no chance in hell. But to the indoor cosplayer, like I'm putting that on my mannequin in my room because I love Return of the Jedi and I love
rented
a helmet. Yeah. you know, like there's things, there's ways of appreciating that fanhood, but yeah, I don't collectibles.
Collectibles.
That's a
Funko Pops are collectibles too. They fall in that category.
right. And now every toy shop that like threw down on them's like, would you like to buy some on clearance?
Yeah, buy one.
I mean, they are.
Free.
Hey, look, I know that people who already have hated me for years are tired of hearing me say this because it just makes them continue to hate me. But I believe it was 9 years ago that I did the video, my first video, talking about how Funko Pops were worthless trash and that they shouldn't be invested in and all that kind of stuff. And I know that some people say, well, yeah, but 9 years later, you know, that's not really a prediction. It's like, well, it kind of is, because it's falling out the same way Beanie Babies fell out. Like it's imploding exactly the way we envisioned. And the only difference is you guys kept it afloat longer. Like
Shaffer and I were working on a Funko Pop collector guide. Damn it.
Yeah.
Crowdfund that book. It's just
right.
No luck.
Funko Pops. The collector that Funko Pop for the collector that can't find his Y chromosome. Like it's just
it's vinyl records are selling better than those vinyl Funko Pops.
Yeah, indeed. And more, yeah. And new pressings of old vinyl.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
True.
Not just your vintage record shop. Leslie and I, we've been antiquing our brains out for like the Tiki Bar and all that. And the other day we were in this very small town over in Ohio, and there were Beanie Babies behind glass, and I was like, whoa! I mean, they didn't have like $50 on them, but the fact that they were in a locked cabinet, I was like, wow.
Ooh, it's the bald eagle. Like
it's a Grateful Dead lion.
I've got an image here that I think kind of says a lot about the modern day toy space. You know, when you think it's the golden age or not. These images have started popping up all over social media.
Oh. Ollie's can't get rid of them for $1.
Dang.
Wow. I bet they're still not moving at that price.
No,
they're not.
Jeez.
It is that is piling up at the Ollie's and around us.
You know, I recently embarked on a journey to get rid of the vast majority of my Marvel Legends because they take up a lot of space in boxes in the storage room. And what I learned the hard way about that was modern toys, you pay the most for them when you're trying to find them because of bad distribution.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Usually on a slight markup from a scalper. Then because Ollie's has those for sale doesn't mean they have the characters you wanted for sale. Sometimes those characters bypass Ollie's entirely. They sell out. Well, when you then try to sell them barely 18 months later, you're selling them for bargain basement Ollie's prices, even if they're not ones that showed up at Ollie's. Nobody wants this stuff. Whereas vintage, on the other hand, which I've also been selling select vintage items over the last few months, vintage items, they have not only maintained their value, a lot of them have jumped up in value. Even in a down economy, they have jumped up in value.
Yep.
So it's a zero-sum game in every direction with this stuff. And you know.
Yeah, I sold off my Motu Origins at the Great Ohio.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One box was like Castle Grayskull and like a mix of good and bad, and the other one had Snake Mountain.
Right.
$150 each box.
Uh-huh.
Please, I am not taking it home.
Right.
Like, get it out of here.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only thing I've got left from Motu Origins after losing, I say losing my shirt, but I'm not really worried about it because the modern value isn't there. Like it's just not there. I have a boxed Panther flocked and a boxed Battle Cat left that are, you know, together as a set.
Hey,
that
I'm glad you brought Flocked up because antiquing the other day.
Oh yeah.
For $10 from Hong
Nice.
Kong. He's got the Hong Kong sticker.
Wow.
Is
Wow.
a mega sized. He even
Uh-huh.
has a few whiskers left.
Uh-huh.
But in this just Podunk Town Antique Mall in
Mhm.
Indiana, I find this giant flocked tiger. And Leslie's like, what are you buying that for $10? I'm like, because they use this mold for, Battle Cat Panther. He's
Right.
he's even bigger than the OG
Right.
Yeah.
in Motu. I was like, this is a little bit of toy history, in from Hong Kong.
Right.
Sorry.
That's great.
Is it supposed to be holding something in its mouth?
I think so, because he's, that is a very wide, like, grrr.
Is that where you store your cigars or something?
Right, yeah. Come on. But look, you still got a couple whiskers.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's flocking amazing.
Fucking amazing. I'm going to put a couple
Zing!
knockoff.
Yeah, bloody chunder.
I mean, if you think back to the return of Star Wars action figures in 1995, was it?
Mhm.
So the Power of the Force 2 line. And I was among the people who was racing out, buying 2 of every figure, 1 to open, 1 to keep on card, because it would appreciate in value. Still now, there are collectible toy shops out there who sell those figures carded for $5 a piece.
Or less in an entire wall.
I was actually going to bring that up when Michael was talking about, the prices of vintage versus, I mean, you go all the way back to 95 and those are still, but whatever. And this is not to say that vintage toys you should buy for an investment.
Mhm.
We're not in any way
that's
saying
not what we're.
I'm not saying that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I just want to make sure everybody else didn't misconstrue what you were saying.
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
Oh, modern toys aren't worth anything, which they're not.
Right.
And vintage toys are, because they're an investment, because that's not the point of this at all.
Right. It's just I was bringing it up as the final canary in the coal mine, the final insult, which is like I bought my Luke Skywalker when I was in grade school for $2.49. Now I can sell him, probably, if he was in decent condition, even loose, for close to $100, depending on the variation.
All day long.
Meanwhile, I'm not, but this is a hypothetical. Meanwhile, the random person trying to get the latest Black Series or TVC Luke Skywalker is paying anywhere from $24.99 to $39.99, depending on if it's at least. That's if they can find it. And if they can't, then they're playing a scalper. And then they're going to find out that later on, it was the hunt at the time that made it valuable. Because nobody wants it anymore, nobody cares, and so they're going to be selling it on eBay for $5. Like, that's just the final slap in the face, Yeah,
Totally.
TVC figures, they're charging $25 for them these days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And have you seen, like, the 1.0 figures that they first came out with? Like, what those go for?
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
What are those? Sorry.
Oh,
what do you mean
that's
1.0?
the initial release of the TVC figures.
Yeah.
Right.
Those are chingy.
Yeah, a rare example of modern stuff that's gone up in value.
Because conversely, like, people they don't want the first version of the 6-inch Black Series anymore, because they've updated.
Yep.
Like that first Farm Boy Luke in that 6-inch series.
Yeah,
because the newer one, which it's the exact same thing, just a
right.
better version.
And there've been
even though the newer one doesn't have cloth.
Right.
The original did have soft goods, and now
and there have been like 7 of those in the Black Series. That was what I laughed my butt off when they announced Black Series in 2013, because they're like, these are going to be the ultimate in accuracy and everything like that. And the first one they showed was X-Wing Luke, but he had a lightsaber clip on his belt, but he was from the first movie, but he came with the Empire blaster and I'm like, so you guys literally just stomped your own balls right out of the gate. Like, you.
Well, not only that, they muddied the water, because they also had the Black Series in 3.75. So it was 6-inch, and it's the dumbest name. It's Star Wars, the Black Series 6-inch, Star Wars, Black Series 3 3/4 inch. I mean, they ran they had 150-ish plus or minus in the 3.75.
Yep.
They gave that up. They renamed that 3 different times since then, and now they finally onto the vintage collection. even though it's, you know, Viet Cong, it's VC, whatever.
Right.
You know, that numbering is ridiculous to me.
Oh,
Because
sure.
that's all I hear when they say, you know, VC 27. It's like Viet Cong, like,
Right.
that's where
And then they bring out recreations of actual vintage figures, but they can't call them the vintage collection. They got to call them the retro collection, which would have made more sense to call the vintage collection the retro collection, because the only thing retro vintage about them is the card back. So
Right.
Like, basically everybody at Hasbro's an idiot. That's all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I right in saying that for something to be vintage, it's 25 years?
I think it's
roughly
20, isn't it?
20, yeah. I think it's like classic car. I think once it hits 20, it's classic vintage.
Okay. So something from the early 2000s is technically vintage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Scary, but true.
Early aughts. Yeah.
So you take Marvel Legends, probably the biggest modern toy line around.
Mm-hmm.
Started out with Toy Biz. The Toy Biz stuff is technically now vintage because it was around in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Because of how you put an early Toy Biz action figure next to a modern day Marvel Legend and they don't blend.
Right. They don't blend at all.
Right.
There's never going to
Strikingly
be any
different.
kind of desire for people to collect those in the future. It's
The only
always it's
thing
the
they
next
want-
thing. The next
Yeah,
thing.
the only thing they'd want from those were the big accessories that came with them for their new Marvel Legends. So, like, if you get Dark Phoenix, you get Dark Phoenix in or Phoenix, let's say you just get Phoenix in the current Marvel Legends, you might want the Toy Biz Phoenix to get that big flaming bird thing that she came with, because they can't afford to pack that stuff in with figures anymore. Like my Iceman, he's the Marvel Legends retro carded Iceman on display, but he's standing on the ice flow over the robot hand that came with the Toy Biz one, because it gives him something to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's they will only be collecting those either because they're completists or because they really want the extra diorama pieces for display.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it was your, like, you remember that toy as your childhood kid toy.
Right.
But I feel like this, you know, we're somehow in the middle of this collector pyramid that's getting, you know, sharper and sharper as we reach the top. Like my son-in-law, he's only interested in, you know, the galactic heroes.
Right.
You know, and he appreciates TVC and Black Series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a very finite world for him, and Haley, to that matter too, of toys up here.
Right.
Of because now they're in their mid-20s or late 20s, and they've got disposable income, and even then you can kind of tug their nostalgia. Is that impossible? You know,
right?
Did it? You know, and Haley goes, "What?" You know?
Yeah.
But it's this. I think it's a much smaller, you know, tip of the pyramid that we're getting to.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, because their menu wasn't as vast as
Right.
menus from previous decades.
Yeah.
There just wasn't as many.
Yeah, you tell your kid Toys R Us doesn't exist anymore.
Right. And all the other
Sorry,
stores,
honey.
the KB, the Sears, the JCPenney, the Woolworth, the on and on and on and on.
Child World, Circus City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Hills.
everywhere.
I mean,
everywhere.
I bought 80% of our toys were bought at Hills. I mean, that was a regional thing for us, but I know Michael knows of Hills department stores.
Oh yeah,
stores, and
yep,
that was the, you know, Mom's going to Hills. Okay, I'm going along. I'll be back in the toy section. You know, you'll find me somewhere in one of the aisles.
Hell, the grocery store. You could, you know, you know, it was gum and, you know, some like Lego and Kenner, and you were like, I was good the whole time. Come on.
Yeah.
Hardware store. I mean,
hardware store. Yep.
Totally.
Hell, I ran across toys. The JCPenney sold toys in general, but you'd find toys in the JCPenney shoe department. Like, that's where I got X-Wing Luke Skywalker.
Nice.
Like, I mean, that's it's hard to get that across to some people, like who are too young. And I don't mean this like the old man with the bucket of candy on the porch. I just mean like the too young to understand. It's like, you guys need to realize, try and visualize this. Toys, particularly small Lego sets and Kenner Star Wars figures, were sold with the gum. Like they were literally sold in the cash register
Yeah,
areas of
that
stores.
impulse buy.
Like Ace Hardware, where I was growing up, they never sold toys beyond wiffle bats. All right. But they always stocked Kenner Star Wars figures when they were out. They didn't stock G.I. Joes. They didn't stock He-Man, but they knew that those things moved like hotcakes, and they sold those at the register in like one row of pegs. Like,
Yep.
you know, if you couldn't find, I don't know, mustachioed, pedo Bespin guard at, Hills, you might be able to stop by Ace Hardware on the way home, and they'd have him, in the 20
drugstores.
Yeah.
Pharmacies and quick marts where you know, before the chains were there, the mom and pop quick marts, that you'd stop and get gasoline and you could get some bread and milk. There'd be at least a spinner rack of toys of something. Usually back when Kenner, Star Wars was the thing, they were there. And then
can I address the future comment in the YouTube comment section that will inevitably come?
You have the floor.
Thank you. Okay, boomers. I'm like, I am not a boomer.
No.
So let's go backwards. My grandparents had like wooden blocks in schools.
Mhm.
My father had, metal trains. And then his parents were like, you're too old for this stuff. It's in the bin.
Right.
Then 70s kid, where my parents went, well, they threw away all of our toys, but by God, you're going to have them.
Right.
Yeah.
I am not a boomer. That is my parents
Right.
who suffered through that.
And my parents were silent generation.
Right.
I'm, because I came along much later. My brother and sister are boomers, but they're 10 and 11 years older than I am.
Right. Right.
No, but totally same.
Yeah. So it's like,
I hate that.
Yeah. That, okay, boomers. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
you twat. You
and it's usually from the generation
no
that's
idea
so special
of
that didn't
scheme.
like being called Gen Y, that they had to get their special name. They're millennials. They just couldn't handle the letter. We're Gen X. Gen Z's okay with their letter, but the millennials are so special. They couldn't stand.
We're a part of the generation nobody cared about.
Right? CBS forgot us when they did the generations. When they did Greatest Generation, Silent Generation, and Boomer, Gen Jones, and then it became Boomers, and then it went right to millennials. Completely forgot 65
all
million.
the latchkey kids.
Yeah.
Well, they're still doing that to this day. There's report after report, article after article that comes out, and they go, boomers, millennials, zoomers, boomers, millennials, zoomers, boomer, and it's like, okay, well, you guys are all still riding on our trademark stuff.
I actually like that they forget us, though.
I do too. It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
forget us.
Like
because we don't care.
We don't care. We don't care.
Right.
Yeah. They gave us a key. They stuck us on a bus. Whatever.
Yeah.
Feed yourself. Be back by dark.
Yeah. Yeah. Just remember to take the plastic off the fruit roll up, you dumbass.
Right.
Like,
I thought that tasted funny.
We're just going to quickly catch up with the chat here. So the Dragon Reborn became a channel member. Thank you very much.
Carol.
And we have a super chat here from RC Archaeologist. Golden Age, where the muscle cars, movies, toys suggest the first noteworthy era of significance. I'd say that's 1975 to 1990. That's my take. Yeah. Very, very valid comment. And thank you for the super chat, RC Archaeologist. Yeah. K-Dog Broadcasting says, so I'm guessing none of you are broken up about the Tron failure.
No.
Quite the contrary, K-Dog Broadcasting. I'm reveling in its failure. And I had saved a number of the comments when I put my video out like the day after the Hasblad launched.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a select few. It wasn't like the overwhelming majority or anything. But there was a select few in there who went, yeah, I don't like the price, but it's still going to fund. I was like, what makes you think this is going to fund? You can't read the tea leaves.
Right.
They don't have Michael French's knack for predicting Funkos 9 years before it happened.
And look, like I said again, I want to repeat. Yeah, that's not rocket science, except in the toy collector community where they can't see a bus coming on Route 66 in the middle of the desert and get out of the way. Like, I'm like, I could be like, there's a bus coming, and they're like, nah. And I'm like,
what the hell, you
well,
know?
It's sadly in this community that makes me a genius, you know, and then I have to get out, you know what I mean? Like it's
And what's really sad is to all the people that think we're hating on it, some of us, if those were at retail, would have actually bought those if they were reasonable priced. It's not we don't like Tron. It has nothing to do with that. 3 3/4, it's Tron. Well, it's 4-inch, but whatever. You know, it's not that we're anti-Tron, but
throw that shit on a peg, man, and I'm in.
Yeah, totally. But not at that price, and certainly not privately funded for a $10 billion.
The front wheel does. Oh, sorry, that doesn't move. Moving on. Look at this figure.
But there's a light up board.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. What was that?
Right. I'm like, how many? So, like, a good friend of Michael's and I's, he got the Cantina and he has tricked it out. I mean, with micro LEDs, it is cool. But the fact that you have to do that secondhand is just ridiculous.
Right. Yeah.
Where do you display it?
Well,
he turned it into a tabletop. It's literally glassed in now, so you can put your glass on it and enjoy looking into it. But it's massive. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's like a buffet table.
Oh yeah, especially if you got the extended version. I mean, that's just, you know, it's a full table. It's not even a coffee table. It's a table.
I mean, I can't talk about big stuff flagging either one.
You own 3 Death Stars, right? 3?
2.
No.
Oh,
you have
the Palatoy 3.
Yeah. Oh, see, he owns so many, he forgets how many Death Stars. He owns more than the Emperor was alive for. That's all I'm saying.
He's coming
here.
Richard Mark says, "Hey guys, question for Tony. I just watched your Marvel Legends World War II video. Wondering what you think of the World War II figures from McFarlane, Sergeant Rock, and Steve Trevor, and World War II Wonder Woman. I have not even seen them. McFarlane is so far off my radar. Do you guys know what he's talking about?
No, I'm not dialed into
not either.
McFarlane ones. I know of, all the DC that they were cranking out. I have a lot of friends that collect that. But.
I mean, I know who Sergeant Rock and Steve Trevor are, but I don't know about the figures.
Yeah, I was like, McFarlane.
Yeah, cool.
And Kal-El64 says, question, do you or the rest of the panelists think that any modern toys will be coveted by kids today in the future when they grow up? I think that's
possible.
If it's going to be anything, it's going to be a kind of toy line that's around today that is not being collected by adults, because that stuff is not going to be hard to find in the future. We just need to look back at Power of the Force 2 as the example. I'm thinking things like Imaginext. I think that's one of the
Minecraft.
Imaginext is like a true kids toy line, and one of the best ones still on the market. Maybe that kind of thing, but I know if my son collects anything in the future, it's going to be like old versions of iPhones or something like that.
They're going to be getting in bidding wars over LG chocolates. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Yeah,
I'm not arrogant enough to say that it won't. Of course, it's something. Everybody has
Pokemon cards.
I'm waiting to retire on my Motorola Razr. I'm going to sell that thing.
Hello, Moto. $1,000. What?
Really? If that thing becomes valuable to somebody who's making more money than me because they're like an AI drone now or something, and they got implants in their brains and stuff, but they have the money, sure. I got to keep my cabin from leaking when that day comes.
My cabin.
I got to keep my rain barrel sealed. Like
you have a roof. Wow.
I know, right?
I still miss my Sony Ericsson Walkman phone.
Oh, nice.
That died. Oh, I'm not going to tell that story yet. I'll tell you guys after. So a few days ago, I put a poll up on the the YouTube community tab, asking people to vote for which decade they thought was the golden age of action figures. Now, I don't think it can really be defined by a decade. Like when you think about the golden age of comics, it's not a specific decade. It has a specific start and end date, which we'll get into. But you can see that the overwhelming vote here is for the 1980s. But in full transparency, you also need to look at the audience of my channel. So the vast majority of my audience are aged 45 to 54. So they're 70s and 80s people.
Sure.
The definition of the golden age is the period when a specified art or activity is at its peak. Not necessarily at its peak in terms of quality, but I'm thinking like ambition, scope, in terms of toys, availability, the broad selection.
The willingness to just think up something and, yep, we're going to do it.
And then not just the toy, but the toy, the play set, the coloring book, the
cartoon,
there was all these things lined up for not just a handful of toy lines, but toy line after toy line after toy line for a good extended period of years. You know,
I'm looking at you, G.I. Joe sleeping bag.
Yeah, bedding, drapery. Yeah, I mean, just insane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to remember the order of my slides here. Yep. So the golden age of comics was from 1938 to 1956. So that's a 19-year period.
Yeah.
So we don't have to lock in a specific decade. You know, we can go for a period of time around that. You can call it 20 years if you like. I personally, I cannot. For me, the golden age has to start in 1964 with the birth of the first action figure. G.I. Joe. The quality of those early figures and the uniforms was outstanding. You know, the quality started to decline in the 70s, but it was then overtaken by other toy lines. I mean, you look, G.I. Joe spawned Action Man, and then it was 1970 when they started doing ceremonials and things like that. And I feel as though the golden age of toys for me is like 1964 to about 1986.
Mm-hmm.
What's everyone else's thoughts?
Get out of my head, dude. There's my fucking notes.
Old men with paper. Yep, that's us.
Yes, I wrote it down. Yeah, get out of my head.
These days, I wrote that down with my pen. It's built from bullets.
What, have you got the exact same dates as me?
Pretty much 64 to like 85-ish. Yeah, because I'm like,
I was
Barbie 59, Troll dolls, because my grandparents had a couple Troll dolls at their house. I don't know why, but anyway, I would play with those. But those were first introduced 59. But yeah, really, where it's you've got serious offerings, and it's the masses can find it. Joe, Action Man, definitely kicking that off.
Yeah.
Well, and also after 85, the problem is video games just started overtaking toys in general. So, I mean, toys were still going on. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing against.
No, but we all were like, "Can I get a ride to the arcade, please?"
Right. I mean, it was video games and then home consoles. You know, yes, Atari was before that, but once the Nintendo came out, and then we're going on, and it's Sega and on. You know, that was starting to really. It shortened the length of time kids would play with toys, their age time. I mean, you know, once they got to a certain age, you know, some of us were playing with toys at least till we were 10, if not 12, where after 85, I don't think that
it got
age was as old. You know, I thought it kept getting shorter.
Now, I mean, Commodore 128.
Yeah, kids 7, 8 aren't even playing with toys anymore. Most. So because digital and all that.
What year did the flag aircraft carrier come out? Was that 85?
85.
Yep.
Mhm. Yep.
So I sort of feel as though I have to include 85. I'm not a big fan of the USS Flag, but it's
Right.
Well, thanks for having me, you son of a bitch. I'm out of here. Good to see you, everybody. No, I'm kidding.
How dare you?
What? One day, Tony. So help me God, I'm going to get one of your houses.
But I respect its ambition and its scope.
Right, yeah,
and
somebody had to sit in a boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of cocaine, and they went, "We're going to make a 7-foot-long aircraft carrier, sell it for $110, and parents are going to buy that for their kids, even though they got nowhere to put the fucking thing."
Yep.
At retail, at worldwide retail, not at a specialty store or privately funded. We're just going to put this out there, and people are going to buy this damn thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry, Pete. Michael and Tony, they don't like the water like you and I like the water, so they're always going to be able to buy it on any.
I have a flag.
I know, no. I'm just kidding.
They never learned to swim.
But you're right. You're right. I love being on boats, and I love the smell of river and stream. Like I love a good mountain, river and stream kind of feel.
From the shore.
Yes, I will. Fair. I will be. I will. One of the things I'm looking forward to in February the most is being on a boat on the Nile for a week. Like I really am looking forward to that trip up river. So no, but you're right. You're not wrong, Michael. Like I don't choose to dunk myself.
Right.
I like walking on water. I don't.
Tony,
like
did
really
you
being...
skip that part of SAS training? Like you're like water? No. I gotta.
No, I did plenty of
I'm
that.
kidding. Yeah, I know you did.
But I bet he hated the ice water. You hated the ice water part of the Arctic training far more than any of the other Arctic training part, right? The being in the water was.
Can't we just go back to skis?
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Yeah, it's not a natural thing to do to ski into water that is like minus 30 degrees Celsius.
No.
So in this
And
part
then
of
you've
our
got to-
training, gentlemen, we're going to take you on what we call the counterintuitive test. We're going to do everything against every human instinct you ever have, and let's see how you shake out. Like
you just described my entire career in the special forces. That's like
Yeah. If you hesitate, you're out.
yeah.
Wait a minute. So in this test, I'm supposed to set myself on fire. Yes. Okay.
The goal is self-immolation. Yes, that is the goal.
You said that with a very straight face, sir. Are we sure? Set yourself on fire. If not, you're washed out. Oh, all right. Yep.
So
I feel like Tony would be the best equipped to get through the Grail Temple.
Blown up, sir.
Because everything about the Grail Temple is totally counterintuitive, and it takes ultimate faith in whatever you're about to do that you're going to be okay. So I guess what I'm saying is I would have already had my head cut off, and Tony would be like drinking from immortality like within 5 minutes.
Look, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, the problem now is when my brain's like, Neil. My body doesn't respond anymore. In here, I'm 25 years old. The body doesn't
Your
respond.
body's like, but how are we going to get back up?
Right. It's a 5-minute operation to get down on 2 knees. Yeah.
Yep.
So, does anyone here agree, disagree, have a slightly different kind of start and end date from 64 to around 85, 86?
No, I think that's actually really good. I would never sit here and be like, no, Tony, it's more like 75 to like 93 because Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Like, as much as I love that toy line for what it tried to be, I have no illusions. I think you're right. G.I. Joe has to be taken into account.
Yeah.
Because it is the first action figure and it sold really, really well. And
it lasted for decades and had so much. It wasn't just
and not just Joe or Action Man, because when I was trying to, I spent a couple hours just like freewheeling on this topic, and I'm like,
I can see you wrote notes,
right? Yeah, friggin' like, don't forget Japan and Takara and what they were up to in the late 60s going into the 70s. That was such good stuff that we're here in America, because in this channel, we're not just, hey, America. It's like we're talking global here.
Mm-hmm.
But American companies going, that stuff is cool. We want to license it and bring it here. We might change the name to Transformers. I don't know about this whole Diaclone business, but.
And I mean, then, that leads into Mego. That leads into Fisher Price Adventure People.
Yeah, Micronauts.
On and on and on and on and on. It's not, you can't deny that start and
the
longevity of that 64 start with the original 12-inch G.I. Joes. Yeah.
Yep.
And oh my God, you get into the 70s and it's like, name the property that you were watching like on TV, going to the movies, and it was like toy. Even if it was label slap stuff, still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they made an alien
everywhere.
toy. I mean, that movie does not cry toy in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
In
And
any
now
way,
it's still one of the most highly coveted Kenner releases.
right?
Have you got the alien? No.
I can thankfully now say that I do. I just
You do.
need a dome for that thing.
Did you get the
Speaking of
mouth?
label slap toys, there is a.
Did you finally get the mouth thingy?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. I've been looking around for. I put him in the toy room, forgot about him, and then started buying more Incredible Hulk stuff.
That's what kids did in 1979.
Blinded by green.
too.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking of label slapping, there's a question here for Michael Shaffer. Does he remember the Star Trek toys that were rebadged toys that had nothing to do with Star Trek? I think.
Oh, like the Spock hat, with the light on top. And, oh God.
Yeah, and there was also like a yellow plastic tank that they called the Star Trek Astro Tank or something. It was just plastic toy soldier stuff.
Never. No tank.
Remco.
Not one episode with the tank that I can even.
Remco.
No.
Come on, do it.
No. Doctor Who had an episode with the tank.
Right?
How did that happen? How did you do
I've
that
got.
thing?
Oh, it's Apple.
He has special filters.
All right.
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah. It's not good for much, but hey, you can do that.
Wow. I can't even do the Tiger anymore because Snapchat decided to abandon support for PC.
Yeah, be like, yeah, I do it.
So it's like when you did that, if this had been a year ago, I'd be like, I can beat that, but then it's like no, I
talking
can't.
Tiger head.
Right.
Pete's head just exploded like a Death Star.
I know. Yeah.
He has two left.
A world made of cardboard. Thank you for the super chat. He says, finally get to watch you guys. Work has made life overloaded. I know that feeling.
Dude,
you guys are fantastic. Well, so are you, world made of cardboard. Thank you for being here.
And his wife. Quality peeps right there.
They are. They very much so. Yep. I've met them at
Joe Fest.
I forgot the name of it then. Yeah, Joe Fest, that one.
Yeah, Joe Fest.
So the definition of the Silver Age is a period regarded as notable but inferior to a golden age, such as that of so-called Silver Latin literature.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very important definition. This is from the Oxford Dictionary. A period regarded as notable but inferior to a golden age. So, for me, whether we say that the golden age ended in 85 or 86 or 87, that doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
But the silver age for me started, I want to say, with the real Ghostbusters.
Mm.
Ooh.
You watch the live viewer numbers drop now as I offend a lot of people.
Wow, that's it. Yeah, so you're talking, that's 86.
There. But maybe I could give them a pass, but definitely you're going to hate me for this, Schaefer, because I know you're a massive fan. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I'm really broken up by that. Oh, it hurts me right here. Jesus, those things. All the man buns are
dagger to
gone.
the heart.
Yeah. Ugh. I can't stand. Why would you want to sound like Bill and Ted? Why would that be a goal? How is that aspirational to sound, dude? I just don't get it.
Dude,
I don't get it. I don't see the appeal. I was too old for it. Clearly, I was too old.
Yeah, I'm like Captain Powers released 87. Wheeled Warriors. It's 85, so it's getting there. It's getting wacky. Food Fighters 88. Like, oh boy, here we go.
Food Fighters.
Like we're quickly exiting that 80s goodness into
Yeah.
Food
We're out of ideas now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Food Fighters definitely. That if there was ever an indicator that the entire toy industry had lost the plot, Food Fighters has to be it.
Yeah.
Like, really.
He's a donut, but he likes war.
I mean, I'm happy to tell the story now because it's been several years and whatever. I've given up even a little bit of caring for what other people on social media think of me. So there I was at this toy show back in 2018, and there was a rather popular toy YouTuber there named Dan, and Dan and I went around the show for his toy hunt. And we got to a shelf, and on the top of the shelf was this beautiful, complete Space 1999 Eagle, right? It was this beautiful, just every single bit was there. And he goes, whoa. And I go, that, as Scuba flexes on us. He goes, whoa. And there it is. Right?
Moonbase Alpha, baby.
He says, whoa. And I go, whoa, at the same time. And I'm like, we have an exchange for a few minutes where we're not realizing we're not giving specifics. I thought he was talking about the Eagle. He thought I was talking about the shelf of Food Fighters right below it.
In the ketchup tank.
And I didn't say this, but I wanted to look at him and be like, you got excited about a chocolate chip cookie with eyes? Like what do you do? Do you buy that toy and then go ride the Fry Guy spring seesaw at McDonald's? Like, yay! Like
Oh my god!
Give me a break.
Were they in a section of the booth right next to the Barnyard Commandos?
Oh, right. Well, the Barnyard Commandos were actually they were like still carded. Shocker. And they were, in like plastic bags in like a case or something.
So they were moved to a separate section?
Because the pinnacle of my toy collecting ambitions is a sheep that looks like Rambo. That's for somebody that just collects everything ironically. Like everything.
He'll fleece you before you know it.
Rambo. It sounds like the precursor to Tubbs. Fuck yourself.
And with the Pop Vinyls news, the first thing I really thought was Tubbs can't be far behind, right? Like
it can't. Yeah,
this whole fad has to be imploding, right?
Out.
I feel like the Padme meme where she's looking at Anakin and she's like, "That means it's going to die out, right?" And then he's like, "Right?" Like it's just
Jeep culture keeping Tubbs alive.
I know.
So wait, I don't remember how many years ago you made your Tubbs video, but they're still making Tubbs, are they?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
if
God.
notice how the hairs on the back of your neck haven't gone back down yet, like that's fine. Tubs are still in the universe, like Yeah.
Yeah, they're
So-
kind of like they're like mid Tubbs, like they're
Mhm.
they haven't quite went oh crap, but
Yeah.
they're still like no, we have lots of different IPs.
Oh yeah. It's like
You'll love it on a duck.
Guys, I got the greatest idea. We get these IPs. Visualize this. IPs, rubber ducks. And somebody else was like, great work, Johnson. Like,
How didn't I think of that? Damn it. Yeah.
Great work, Johnson.
I'll bet his name was Johnson.
Chet Johnson.
How many bills is this going to cost us, Johnson?
Only because I have to, I like to make Tony always know about Star Trek, and everything eventually leads back to Star Trek.
Sure.
Space 1999, Martin Landau, his son Les Landau, director of many, many Star Trek episodes, Tony. Just so you know. Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager. So everything has to do with Star Trek eventually in some
And if you take
whether you like it or not.
Let's take the British perspective. Like, obviously, 99, super popular.
Yeah.
And then they started, right like that. And all of a sudden, they start airing Star Trek episodes. What does the British public gravitate towards? Star Trek.
Yep.
Just saying.
Look, well, you actually didn't need to do that, because I have a comment starred here that was going to bring us back to Star Trek anyway.
It always comes back to Star Trek.
So Tim Ward says that the Silver Age would be 88 to 1995. I think it extends a little bit longer than that, but the 1990s were very good to Star Trek.
Oh my God, yes. Playmates just went crazy. I never, in the 90s, I didn't collect any of that. I wasn't into the Star Trek toys. I got only within the last 5 years. But oh my God, if you wanted Star Trek toys, the 1990s were the time for them.
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah, show them your Beverly Crusher collection, like Focus collection.
Redheads.
She's my favorite character on the show. On that show, and I'm not even lying. I met Gates McFadden this past year at Dragon.
Right? Yeah, when we were walking around, I was like, Gates McFadden.
She's the only TNG actor I have an autograph from, and there's a reason.
And she's still, I'm like,
although she was so embarrassed, she used Gates as her name when she auditioned for it. Her name's Cheryl McFadden.
Right.
And she's like, this Star Trek thing, I'm not so sure I'm going to put my name on that. I'll go by Gates.
Yeah.
Hurts me.
Confused me for years as a kid, because I was like, I saw the making of the Dark Crystal.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you have a twin sister? Because that's not her name.
Right.
Man.
I would do space yoga with her.
Oh, yes. Yes. Push me, pull you.
Big mirror.
Sorry, I'm back.
Sorry, Tony.
You're totally fine. I just like Jason Anderson's comment here.
Something telling me.
No one's ever put a tubs on my Jeep, but I have come back from a store with
you have been ducked.
A rubber duck in a piece of paper under my windshield wipers.
It's a thing, yeah.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, didn't really warm the cockles of my heart. It wasn't.
How far did that duck fly after that?
Well, I don't litter, so the duck probably ended up somewhere under a seat, and I just like, yeah.
I thought maybe you did like a real life duck hunt when you got home with, a shotgun or.
Not a bad idea.
You could.
Not a bad
on the deck, we could set up a little shooting position. We can make this happen. I got the calls, I got the blinds, not a problem.
Excellent.
Roach mode.
So is that a weirdly American thing, the Jeeps and rubber ducks?
No, it's only happened within the last few years.
Yeah.
But it is.
If there had been a legacy Jeep thing with rubber ducks, I never would have bought one. Jeeps were all about connection to World War II, off-roading, just kind of, liking to drive manual transmission and all that kind of stuff, and having a utility vehicle. And then, of course, a few years after I buy one, it's like rubber ducks. And I'm like, yep, there goes the Y chromosome. Oh.
So, I mean, would you say that the Jeep was birthed from the golden age of off-road vehicles?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The golden age of off-road vehicles is anything trying to take Berlin. That's right there. That's a sacrosanct mic drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, Shaffer, you were mentioned at the start. You were talking about like the golden age of cars. I'm not a car guy, but what do you think is the golden age of cars?
Oh, I would have. It would definitely include the '60s. I mean, but once we got into safety, I could more easily define the golden age ended once we worried about safety. And I mean, there for a while, you came up with any idea, you just make it right. But like, you know, crumple zones and bumpers and all of that thing, I'm going to say maybe up to 72 at best, maybe. But yeah, I'd say let's call it 1950 through 1972, I would say. Is
Right.
golden
Yeah.
Automobile design. I mean, you build, because you had that whole, you know, make cars look like airplanes and put fins on them and put just anything somebody that drink a fifth of whiskey at lunch could come up and design. They made it, you know.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd say 50 through 72.
My grandma rolled a Packard, and they literally just got a couple farm hands, and they're like, good to go. Not a scratch.
She was jelly, but the car was fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You were like,
but even as somebody whose favorite cars are European vehicles from the early to mid 80s or whatever they were, like the Lancia Stratos and the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, I will still acknowledge that what Shaffer has said is spot on, which is the real golden age of vehicles was that time period. I mean,
just the design, you know, they were art on wheels. They really.
The Aston Martin DB5, the 57 Chevy, the 60 what was it, the 67 Mustangs, the Mustang in general, but definitely the fastbacks of the late 60s.
Yeah, the fastbacks are
all the European car. I mean, the European cars in the 60s, they're just literally sex on wheels.
The Mercedes Gullwing, all the Ferraris from back then. The Ford.
Stop being global.
GT.
Yeah, I mean, even Enzo Ferrari said the Jaguar E-Type Series 1 was the most beautiful car ever designed. You know,
and he's not wrong,
right? And I mean, nobody had a bigger ego than Enzo,
right?
Saying this about
if the biggest automotive narcissist of all time gives the most beautiful car accolade to something he didn't make, I think we should consider it a contender. I'm just, you know,
And I like Michael. You know, I'm a 1980s car guy, you know, so because I grew up, you know, as a kid with the 70s. Those things are ugly. I mean, there's maybe 1 out of 100 cars in the 70s were pretty, maybe. They were all beige and brown and gold.
Beige and brown and big.
Come on, man. The Mustang 2. The Mustang 2.
The sequel. The Mustang. The sequel.
So would you say the silver age of automobiles when safety ruined everything?
Oh, it really did. Yeah. It really did.
Seat belts. No more bench seats.
Yep.
So the silver age of action figures. So we're saying it started around 86, 88, somewhere
late
there,
80s.
Right?
Even on into
post 85,
mid 90s.
When do we think it ended? Like for me, I think that Phantom Menace, that was 99, wasn't it? The Phantom Menace?
99.
I think that is the start of the next era. I mean,
Interesting.
That's when they finally started fixing the Power of the Force 2 action figures, right? And made them
they were starting.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're fine.
I mean, it's, you know how there's usually like in nature, there's usually kind of a precursor to a disaster. Like the volcano starts to smoke before Pompeii gets taken out a few weeks later, you know, whatever. I agree with you, Tony, that the start of the next phase, the Bronze Age or whatever you want to call it, is Phantom Menace. Like that's. But I feel like the smoke that starts to rise out of the volcano as a dark harbinger of that shift is Kenner's Dragonheart. I feel like Kenner's Dragonheart was a real low point for toy development. Like it, you know,
that was the Stone Age,
right? Because it was just
those figures weren't even articulated, were they? It was
No
PVC figures with dragons,
yeah. It was the most low effort thing I'd seen since Willow. Like it was just the only reason we didn't have to worry about Willow affecting its era was because there was still so much new stuff coming out in other areas of toydom that Willow was not even a thought. Like it was just whatever. But the fact that they were still doing that in 1995, not Kenner, but the toy industry was doing that in 1995, sad. Like just
I got to agree around that timeline for the smokingness, the tectonic plates are
Right. Yeah.
Biker Mice from Mars 95. That when I wrote that down, I was like, oh hell.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That just stuck in my
Street
craw.
Sharks.
Yeah, Street Sharks was another one.
Which are like worth a fortune now. Which again,
we're not
Right.
Yeah, we're not talking about resale value.
I wish I had a whole case of those. All right, I'd sell them off. Whatever. I'm glad they're worth something, but wow, what a weird. Just like
Boglins.
Boglins.
Well, I mean, as a Kenner devotee kid, just the death of Kenner,
Right.
being absorbed by
By Hasbro,
Blanca, and then that was the beginnings.
Right. Yeah, we were starting to see cracks in the foundation.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the Kenner archives in Cincinnati and throw away everything.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like Scuba said, I think it's a fair statement that lines like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and all the reuse of the Batman buck within the same line, all that kind of stuff. That really was the end of the bench seat for vehicles. That was the beginning of crumple zones, that kind of thing. So,
Seatbelts are coming.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And then we eventually get into those automatic seatbelts that run on the door. And toys. And
I have never ever seen a car in Australia that has those seatbelts.
Wow.
The only thing I've ever seen them in is in American movies.
Where it comes around and locks in.
Yeah.
And we all
know that we fought them. It was like, what the?
Yeah. You were never in the right position for it to come,
Right.
It's basically like it was risking, asphyxiation. Like just
Yeah.
Yeah.
The David Carradine car, designed just for David Carradine, that car.
So do you think we're still in the Bronze Age? So if we say the Bronze Age starts in 1999 with the Phantom Menace, I don't think we're still in the Bronze Age. I think now we're just in...
we're in the vac metallized age, and that's not too well. I mean, like vac metallized. Maybe it's just the chrome pen age. Chrome pen?
A 6-inch chrome pen?
6-inch chrome pen age.
Yeah, some people call it they call that in order to not vac metalize, they have this other process called candied or metallic. It's like we're in the candied age.
I like that.
It shouldn't be a surprise. We're also in the age of Jeep dashboard ducts. I mean, we're circling a low drain here.
A low drain.
Well, Jeep dashboard ducts and 5-second AI videos of animated action figures. My God.
Oh yeah, like a freaking somebody took the plug out of the dam. Like Jesus.
Those disturb me. They're like clowns. They really freak me the fuck out.
Right.
I really don't want my Joe figures talking.
Yeah.
I actually had an idea to do a bit of a video about this. It's probably one of those videos I'll never end up making, but I think for me, I see it in my social media feed and these videos, and the people posting these videos. It's like, hey, look what I created. I'm like, you didn't create anything. You just put a search term into an AI generator.
And it went,
that's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't understand how that you consider something you made. You took a picture of something, maybe,
right,
and then asked something not human to do something to it. Even like, 6th grade computer lab making those banners, on the dotted paper with clip art was more artistic than whatever this is to me. I don't know.
And they wouldn't have the attention span to stand there and wait for the computer to print out.
Oh God. Well, first, who has the color ribbon in the school, right? Because there's one.
One.
Yeah.
I watched
Anyway,
a
no,
quite interesting. I watched a quite interesting video on YouTube the other day from the BBC. It's a fairly, I'm pretty sure it was a fairly recent. Like when I watched it, it had only been out for a few days, and it was like a news article about how the movie industry, a lot of different professions in the film industry are really concerned about the rise of AI and how AI is, production designers and costume designers are all going to be out of work because computers are going to do it all. And they had one of the most advanced AI computers available today, and they're in the news studio, and they got their subject, who was a gentleman of color with a beard, and they're like, right, sit down cross-legged on the floor, kind of pretend like you're cold and you're sort of looking around. So they took this piece of stock footage of him sitting down on the floor of like the newsroom, put it into the machine, and said, right, he's acting like he's cold. Change the background environment so that he's out in a snowy forest and he's cold, and they tried to have like a volcano or something go off behind him. And anyway, they did 150 different clips, and they're like, and then at the end of it, the guy was saying that he could not stitch any of these 150 clips into anything kind of coherent because of the randomness of everything that generated. But the strangest thing is, out of those 150 clips, this gentleman of color, they changed him white in 145 of them because that's what AI thought we wanted to see.
Oh my!
Like, they were not expecting this, and they're like, "Whoa!" They Michael Jackson this guy.
That's shocking. I thought you were going to say like they couldn't get rid of his 8, fingers on one hand.
That's disturbing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. AI is racist.
Big time.
But
Michael,
Michael,
a steaming pile of crap.
Are you, as a fellow content creator on this platform of YouTube that we absolutely love working for? Well, working for is the wrong expression.
Screenshot.
Are you concerned that AI will damage what we're trying to do here?
No, I don't think so. I think because AI gets so much stuff wrong. As a matter of fact, I can prove it just by something that happened yesterday that I don't use AI, but you know how all these search engines kind of force an AI result to everything that you search. Okay. I was just looking up something about, of all things, I was looking up information about the binoculars used briefly by Harrison Ford in Last Crusade. I was trying to figure out what they were. Found out they were World War I British Army binoculars. Surprisingly, you can get them everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, which is shocking to me. I was like, wow, okay. Vintage original World War I binoculars, and they're not expensive. But anyway, the AI result came up first in the Google search, and I wasn't going to read that, but what caught my eye is just how wrong it was, because I typed in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade binoculars. I'm going to read you what it said.
Ooh.
The binoculars in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade weren't a specific famous brand, but rather a type used by the Grail Knight. Parentheses.
The Grail Knight. Parentheses, Sean Connery's character, and seen in prop replicas as Grail Knight's manuscript binoculars. Now, you have seen poorly.
Right. While exact movie specs are elusive, they fit the classic explorer look, emphasizing rugged, high-quality optics for spotting details in the harsh Venetian catacombs or desert.
How many things are wrong?
Oh my gosh.
And that's a very well-known movie, okay?
Right.
So saying all that to say that I don't think AI has the YouTube content creator in any danger yet. Unfortunately, there are a lot of YouTube content creators that are just leaning on AI because it's allowed them to become a content creator when really they're just getting a robot to do content creation. Like it's not. But no, I don't think AI at this point has the ability to replace.
It's not Skynet yet.
It's not Skynet yet. It doesn't have the ability to replace human motivated analytical thought. Like it doesn't. You know, I don't see an AI YouTube bot that somebody created suddenly coming around and being like, you know what? I think I'm going to make a video today comparing every version of King Solomon's mines. Like, I don't see it doing that. Like, because what they're going to do is they're going to pull from all the algorithm results and go, I'm going to generate a video about Star Wars toys and collecting, and I'm going to also talk about Mr. Beast. Like, that's what it's going to do. And everyone's going to be like, huh? Like, it's, you know.
Star Wars figures and granola bars.
Right. There's never going to be an AI that's going to be like, you know what we need to do? I'm going to generate a video about Kandagawa jet girls. That's what I'm going to. It's never going to do that, and that's everybody else's loss, honestly.
True.
Yeah. Maybe they won't do it because they know the video will get taken down.
No, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But, you know, when you do that Google search and it comes up with that AI option,
that summary.
Often on the side there, it will show you like there'll be a few links of where it referenced some of the information.
Right.
Please tell me that AI's interpretation of those binoculars came from one of Florida Man's portals, like his Instagram or something like that.
Oh, that's good.
Oh God, I couldn't believe it. I screen grabbed that and sent it to a friend of mine. I was like, "You got to see this.
You got to see this."
He was like, "What?"
You remember when they were in the Venetian catacombs? Which way should we go?
Wow, there's a lot of rats down here.
Ooh,
And all those medieval knights using binoculars. That's
right, yeah.
Standard equipment, you know.
You're strangely dressed for a night.
He was played by Sean Connery.
Played by Sean Connery. You're strangely dressed for a night. What are we doing? Like
he saw poorly.
Get out of here, you AI bastard.
The Terminator arm left behind would have 7 fingers. Yep.
Yeah, that's another. Have you guys heard about the whole Doctor Who Blu-ray debacle with AI?
No.
Okay, so so Doctor Who season 13 finally came out in the scattershot but very well executed prestige Blu-ray selections for the classic series because they've been kind of doing them not in order.
Right.
Well, 13 is the Tom Baker season with Liz Sladen that has Pyramids of Mars and Planet of Evil and all the ones like Seeds of Doom and all that kind of stuff. Like it's like one of the big seasons, right? And everyone, including myself, that's the one I've been waiting for since they started this like 6 years ago. I'm like, come on. This was the one that the BBC mandated. You have to use an AI filter in your workflow. Well, everybody's like, this is the worst because the restorations were beautiful on all of them. And this one, they're like, this is the worst thing we've ever seen. Within days, they already had the split screens going.
Oh,
the AI, because if you're looking through an AI filter on a piece of footage, you're not really looking at the footage anymore. You're looking at a instant reconstruction by an AI, and it's doing whatever it wants to do. The AI straightened Tom Baker's teeth in every shot. The AI, so the close-ups of hands, because AI doesn't do hands well at all. The close-ups of hands on like the unit soldiers with their Sterling machine guns and stuff. It gave them all manicures. Like it thought that their fingernails didn't look nice enough, and so the split screen goes, and suddenly they've got these really like nice polished fingernails.
Tom Baker's like Jelly Baby, and he pops it in, and you're like, "Whoa, that's a lot of fingers."
Oh yeah, like or it deletes things like it just. There's one scene. It's the same stuff that happened with James Cameron's terrible restorations for 4K of Aliens, Terminator 1 and 2, True Lies, and The Abyss, where people in the background who aren't supposed to be in focus, the AI tries to like approximate their faces, and the faces look all
Yeah.
you know, nightmare fuel. That happens to background characters like Liz Sladen in a lot of these episodes because she's always over Tom Baker's shoulder.
Right, yeah.
And her face is now, they call it they came up with a name for it. They were like, it's chaotic rhinoplasty, where like her face is just constantly moving into separate, you know, nose jobs and stuff. Like it's really, really bad.
Wow.
And anyway, just to put a period on that sentence, people have been asking me over the last week my thoughts about the announcement on the Star Wars 77 theatrical restoration that's supposed to be coming in 2027 to theaters or whatever. And I said, given the times that we're living in and the way Disney and Lucasfilm operate, I am not going to have any hope until that thing is actually out that it's not also an AI remaster.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
because AI,
frightening.
it is for a lot of people a huge time saver. There was a guy, he's a filmmaker that I've met recently. He said that he had to have like a shot or a few shots that constituted about 1,000 like atomic explosions or something in a short film they were making. And he said if he had gone to an effects house, it would have been months and months and months and months, and it would have been, you know, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars or something to do those effects. He said, but if he photoshops the right elements first and preps them properly in a still, and then he gives that still into AI, and AI, he renders it and then puts it in Topaz afterwards for finishing or whatever. He was able to do all of that for $90 and get shots that he felt were decent. But he does admit, like you guys have pointed out, AI is still a roll of the dice every time. Like you don't know. It took him a long time to get the shots he needed. He said it took him several hundred tries, you know, to get a handful of shots.
No, do it
right.
again.
But the cost versus the time, he said it was a huge time saver as well. But he also admitted that CGI is stuck in this place where AI can be a better tool to use. And he said CGI has nothing on efficiency compared to physical models with digital compositing.
Mm-hmm.
That will forever look more photorealistic. It will forever produce a better shot. He 3D prints models of all of his spaceships, and then rather than actually having a digital.
Yeah. Interesting.
So, anyway, I've talked too much. So
it will look better and it'll age better.
Fascinating.
Right.
Because any fully digital ship, I mean, certain things they can do CGI that just work and hold up, but fire and organic thing, it just doesn't age well, and it doesn't work. I mean, have you watched? I thought when it first came out, those what were the Garfield Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I thought when that first came out, that those fire scenes on the bridge that looked horrible.
Right.
It looked so fake.
Right.
I mean, when it came out, let alone how it's aged 20 years later or whatever it is supposed to.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know.
I do want to address this thing Billy Latimer is saying. He says original Doctor Who was recorded on videotape, so it can't be upscaled to Blu-ray. That's not completely correct. And I'm not trying to do an actually on you, but we got to be clear about this. Doctor Who was filmed during a period where exteriors were filmed on 16 millimeter negative, and interiors were filmed on broadcast cameras, like Masterpiece Theater. So they still have a lot of the original negative for the exterior scenes that can be natively scanned in at Blu-ray high def. The other stuff was before this AI attempt, which in this one box set, the other stuff was upscaled manually, stabilized, and color corrected so that you're getting the maximum amount of image stabilization with humans in the workflow, checking all the work and making sure that it looks decent. So even though that bit of footage cannot have extra detail ever in the future, you can bring out everything that the broadcast soup wasn't showing you by making sure that you've got it stabilized at a 1080p upscale. So this whole idea that it's open closed and you can't do this because of this and that, you're looking at it the wrong way. And you need to be looking at it more as a remaster that stabilizes it for future screen formats, not trying to add detail where there isn't any. We're not doing the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. If they use AI on this supposed theatrical cut of Star Wars coming out in a couple of years. You get Harrison Ford's scar is going to go from his chin.
Right.
It's either going to disappear or it's going to turn into something.
Right.
It's got a growth.
You know? Yeah.
Right.
I wonder if Peter Cushing will be wearing slippers.
I'd pay to see that. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Or he'll just look like the fake Peter Cushings that they used in
Rogue One.
Rogue One, and yeah.
Have you heard about that lawsuit?
No.
Oh no.
So Rogue One, they're now once again having to fight a guy in court because he got a letter from Peter Cushing during they struck a business deal in 1993 where this guy claims Peter Cushing actually gave him the rights of his likeness for the future, not the family. And apparently he has enough documentation that the judge in the UK has said it can't be summarily thrown out. They have to actually look into this.
Wow.
So Disney could be on the hook, but what they're saying is, as much as this seems a little shady or seems a little thin, Riggs, as they would say, or my channel would say, they are saying that there could be a backhanded benefit if Disney doesn't get their way, and that this could be a precedent for protecting actors from AI and likeness theft during other productions. Because we're just scanning you for a special effect in this movie. Well, but now they've technically got your face on file, and they could do it again later in another movie and go oopsie and think they can just pay you off after the fact.
Here's $200. Go away.
The Crispin Glover in Back to the Future 2 using his face cast for the not Crispin Glover actor.
Yeah, it's the whole idea. You know how corporations say, so we don't have to ask for permission. We'll just try and say we're sorry later.
Right.
After
it's easy to ask for forgiveness.
You've got to catch shots.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Fascinating.
Brave new world.
Because ain't none of them going to jail.
Chronically Crispin all over again.
Say what?
Ain't none of them going to jail.
No, of course not.
Yeah. Chronically online, Crispin Glover all over again. 100%.
Yep.
Catching up on the chat real quick. Neat 2083 says nice Oasis shirt, Tony. This is from saw them live in Melbourne as part of their world tour. This is the shirt from that show. It's a very, very comfortable shirt. Thanks for noticing. And Jacob Mardes says, what's your thoughts on the Hasbro Arctic Hiss Tank? Look, I just laugh in the faces of the people who backed the HasLab to fund the original one because they said it would be the only way they would ever get a Hiss Tank.
We said, Tony, we tried to tell them back then they were never going to throw away molds like that and not use them again.
Just wait till the katana comes back out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Till what, Pete?
The katana comes back out. Why do they keep bringing it to every flippin' Star Wars celebration?
Yeah.
I was at London and it was on display.
Jabba's sail barge.
Jabba's sail barge. Katana. Yeah. Why do they keep bringing in it? I'm like, I'm like, you're literally taking the sail barge and like smacking all the Brits on the head and all of Europe. Like, you didn't get this. Whack, whack.
Yeah.
It'll come.
Well, that's one HasLab that I would not be upset if they brought it back out, because I would buy it online, have it shipped to RetroBlasting, so that Michael is forced to come and visit me in Australia.
If I end up having
I'll come. The three of us will help carry it on the plane. Like, no, it's all part of our carry-on.
That's going to be the weirdest Guinness Book of World Records record, where it's like only man on Earth to fly 2 HasLab sail barges to Australia. Like,
you're probably in the Guinness World Records as being the
Michael,
only
look
man
at my ticket already. I don't know
to
about you.
take
But
one.
Schaefer, you're free, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Although it would be nice if Tony lived in a real place by then, because he'll be in like a city that's much easier to get to.
Oh,
yeah. When the house is finished, when the build is finished, which will be early 2027, that's when people should come and visit and not anywhere in between now and then.
So
the
today,
guest suite. It has 4 hammocks.
so Tony, today I met this filmmaker guy. He's British, and his mother was visiting him. He lives stateside. His mother, and I said, "Oh, where in Britain do you live?" And she said, "Oh, no." She said, I don't live in England anymore." I said, "Oh, do you live here?" She goes, No. We moved to Australia in the late 70s, early 80s. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I said, what part are you in? And she said, Brisbane. And I said, okay. I said, well, I said, I have a friend who moved to Australia when he was a kid, and he now lives in Port Hedland. And she looked at me and she goes, "Oh, there's nothing there."
Yeah.
Oh my!
I said, I'm aware.
So when I went on my trip to Melbourne to go and see Oasis, I'd wanted to get a new car for a while, and so I decided for us to get to Melbourne, we first have to fly to Perth and then change planes, and so I decided to go to Perth a day ahead of Grace so I could go and test drive some cars, and I had prearranged it a few days before. There was a car I was kind of quite interested in, and so I went and test drove this thing the day before I went to Melbourne. I was happy with it. We sorted out all the finances. I said, right, I'm in Melbourne for 10 days. I was paying extra to have window tinting and paint protection and everything done. And like, I will pick this car up when I return and I will drive it back to Port Hedland. So me and Grace, we fly back from Melbourne 10 days later and get to Perth. She's got a connecting flight in a couple of hours. And I'm like, now I'm still in the same state. So I say goodbye to her about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, I will see you tomorrow night, because that's how long it takes to drive. So I go
it's not a hop skip.
No, it's 1,650 kilometers.
Oh, God.
And once you kind of get out of the Perth city area, it's like 2 to 3 hours driving between petrol stations. So if you don't fuel up, you're gonna end up on the side of the road, stuck. And anyway, I started driving on the first day with the aim of getting. I watched a RetroBlasting Patreon video message when I arrived at the Paynes Find Roadhouse that night, which was just full of Aussie truckers in beer bellies, flip flops, fluorescent work shirts, and drinking stubbies. Like, I've got a 12-hour day driving a truck tomorrow. Meekatharra is this middle of nowhere town. It's about halfway. I passed through Meekatharra early the following morning. I fueled up my car because I think that's the longest stretch. It's like 350 kilometers to the next petrol station from Meeka. It is the most deserted part of the whole trip. There's just nothing. You can, as far as the eye can see, it's just flat desert. I'm halfway between Coomarina and Meekatharra. I bought a 2024 Skoda, so it's only a year old, and it's got all the fancy digital stuff. I've never driven in a car before where it can digitally record the tire pressures in your car. I'm halfway between these two locations, and this alarm comes up. You're losing tire pressure. I'm like what the fuck? So I quickly pulled over, go out, and I'm kicking the tires. I'm like, they seem fine.
Right.
And I got no choice but to keep going.
Yeah, it's not like
carry on.
Yeah. And so I got back in, I kept driving. I got to Coomarina. They had the air compressor there. And I plug it in, and like every tire's got 36 psi. I'm like, that's what it's supposed to be. And
So
this thing kept flashing at me until I reset it. I don't know what happened, but it freaked me out.
Yeah, enough to make you poop your pants.
Did you get it fixed?
Yeah, so apparently you can just tell the computer, like, oh yeah, I've checked on my tire pressures. I'm happy.
Reset it.
Reset it.
You know what?
Sometimes technology is good, but then it's that just caused like a random mini crisis moment of panic for me that just didn't need to happen.
So back in when was Xenia? The last Xenia we did together, Pete. Was that April? April. Okay, so back in April, Matt Swafford comes up, and then he and I are going to drive to Pete's to go to Xenia. So this is how I know that I just fall out of touch with the rest of society somehow. Like, not like on a full Grizzly Adams level, but just enough, because I know how to do technology and stuff, but I don't inundate myself with the latest and greatest stuff. I wait until it's mandatory, and then I bring it into my life. So we load up the Jeep. You know, we're in the driveway of my house, and Matt hops in the passenger seat, and I get in and pull it into reverse, hit that clutch, and I start backing out. You know, we're not out of the neighborhood, and Matt goes, "Oh, by the way, I found this really great like band that sounds just like 80s, you know, rock. You got to listen to this." And he pulls it up, and then he looks at my dashboard. I have a 2014 Jeep. Okay, to me that's pretty modern. But Matt's reaction was, he goes, "Wait, do you not have Bluetooth connectivity in this?" Shit. And I'm like, "I know what Bluetooth is, but I don't know what you're talking about." He's like, "You connect the phone. It pairs with your dash and your car." And I'm like,
"I'll just play it here. Lend your ear."
I was like, "I don't." He goes, "Oh well, forget it." And I felt bad because we were about to be on a 3.5-hour road trip, and I feel like Matt was sitting there the whole time thinking that he was like, you know, playing with a water clock and wooden toys, you know, and you know, it's like I always wanted to look over at Matt and be like, well, we can play the Billboard game, you know, like, you know. I didn't think anything of it.
When you're editing, do you wear headphones when you edit videos?
I don't. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just because of where my editing suite is, it's like in the dining area of the house. So if Grace is out at work, I'll just use the normal speakers. But then when she comes home and she wants to watch the TV, but long story short, I've got Bluetooth headphones, really nice Sony ones. I still plug the cable in because when you're editing and you're using Bluetooth headsets, the image and the sound never lines up.
Yeah.
You got that delay.
Especially in Adobe Premiere, it's really bad.
Sure. Yeah.
So
yeah. I do have headphones that I can use on occasion and have, but typically I'm by myself, you know, down here. No, I'm not bothering anybody, so I just don't use them.
Yeah. I would like to be able to do that. That's something that's going to happen when we build the house, like the studio and the collection room. It's
right.
There's already a dedicated, like I know where my editing suite's going to be. I know where the collection is. I know where the filming area is.
Right.
It's not going to be in the fucking dining area anymore.
Right. It's in the underground bunker, right? Down like 200 feet. And
no, that's where you and Leslie are going to stay when you visit.
Nice. It's so cool.
Welcome to Wolf Creek. So we started with the golden age of action figures, and we ended up with the golden age of Bluetooth and tire pressures.
Yeah,
I sort of feel like we've run the topic.
I think we've run it. Yep.
What are you up
to?
Many
Bronzy.
Huh?
What are you up to? What did you just go and get?
I just I felt like I need to go get my headphones.
Oh, Jesus.
I bought these for Melinda. I've got like 5 sets of headphones back there, but these are the funniest ones. They light up too.
Yeah.
The ears light up. Apparently they were on some Chinese C-drama.
Yep.
So some gaming group.
One of her favorites.
Where's these?
You got to do the ducka.
Jason Anderson says Michael has only recently accepted the witchcraft known as cellular phones.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
What is this voicemail you speak of?
Back in my day, a portable phone was tied to a brick on my console in my car.
Well, gentlemen, thank you ever so much for joining me. This has been a really fun couple of hours.
That's been
Please
great.
stay on the chat. I'm going to talk to you all afterwards. But if any one of my audience would like to know where to find these gentlemen, there are links to everyone in the video description. So there's a link to RetroBlasting, there's a link to Chasing 80s Toys, and there is a link to Michael Shaffer's excellent collection tour video.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. The Michael Shaffer channel that has one video on it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a year-old tour. Yeah.
Hey, when it's great, you're good. You're good.
Knowing what
I'm done, baby.
Knowing what we know now about the YouTube platform, Schaefer's the only one doing it right.
Right? Yeah.
No.
that video did really well.
That's what I'm saying.
For a nobody, yeah, I was shocked.
Nah.
It's ridiculous. No, I mean, really, like I'm not a channel. I mean, anybody that has a YouTube account has a channel technically, but you know.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. Anyway, thanks for having me on.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure hanging with you guys. And for my audience, I will be doing some kind of a members only pre-Christmas stream. Not sure exactly when yet. That'll be a members only live stream. Michael, are you doing your annual Christmas?
I have Tim Ward has asked me, and I realized this was the first year where I hadn't been thinking about it since November, and I had forgotten. And even though I've got weeks to prep for it, I feel like I've been caught like the last minute, like, oh no, my pants. So, yeah, I told Tim, I said, well, my brain for the last few months has been mush. And he said back to me in that Tim Ward way, he goes, yeah, I've been kind of getting a sense of that. I hope you're doing okay. And I'm like, yeah. But no, I don't want to miss out on the tradition, so I'm probably going to rally and do the Christmas Day stream. So
Nice.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
Yep.
Glad to know there'll be a few people there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even my parents watch.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That Michael, he's delightful.
Is that because you go there on Christmas Day, Pete, and you make them watch? Or
Details.
yeah. Well, for those of you who've streamed with me before, you know when you click the end stream, there's always that awkward moment where you don't know quite whether the stream's ended or it hasn't. So I'm going to save us all of that pain by showing a commercial from the golden age of toys. Thank you all for being here, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everyone.
The year is 1978, and Palatoy bring you Star Wars. Here on Death Star, Ben Kenobi combats the awesome power of Darth Vader, while Han and Leia battle for their lives in the trash compactor. Luke evades the stormtroopers with R2, D2, and C-3PO. But can he escape in the X-Wing fighter? Only you will know. Only you can create your own Star Wars. Death Star, vehicles, figures, all sold separately. May the Force be with you.